Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Frantic Talks podcast, episode 13. I am Frantic J3, your host, followed by my lovely co-host, and his name, of course, is...
Grunt.
I got closer to my camera as I said that. And
The
we're here to talk about...
suspense.
The suspense is killing me. We're here to talk about video games and junk. I hope you guys are having a good week. I've had a very interesting week. Um, as I say, interesting because I was barely on any video games that I had been playing for the past like 3 weeks. It was almost as if I went dark in terms of Destiny or Halo or anything like that. I'm sorry for that. If you were trying to join me, freak show. It's gonna get like an honorable mention every episode.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we should be doing trials after we record this podcast, so I'll get back on Destiny, I promise.
You haven't abandoned the game like everyone else has yet?
No, I have no desire to abandon it. I was just busy doing other things this week, which is okay. It's good to have hobbies. We got some fun stuff to talk about for you today. Of course, we will go over the Halo update and the Destiny or this week at Destiny post, both of which shouldn't take terribly long. Destiny's was pretty short. This week at Bungie. Did I say this week at Destiny?
You did indeed.
That's funny. I
This
probably
week
should.
at Bungie.
This week at Bungie. I should probably write down that that's not. I don't even care anymore. The Fallout DLC got announced. We'll go over that, and then we got the new series that I started. It is not very written, like I probably promised at one point. It's much more on the visual side because of the setup I currently have, where you can see me, except you don't see me in the video that I made. And then we're going to be posting a couple of Magic articles, and just got a bunch of fun random stuff to talk about. So let's get down to business, unless you would like to tell me about your week, Grunt.
My week was spent mostly playing Rocket League because it came out Wednesday. Fun
Oh, that's
game, by
right.
the way. If you have the $20, I would definitely recommend buying it.
I need to get it so we can play together. I have it on PC, but I don't think I can play with you unless we get into like a random matchmaking. So that probably won't
Yeah,
happen.
there's a whole argument about crossplay and that stuff. I don't know what it pertains, but it doesn't sound like you can do it anyways. So I have no
Oh,
idea how it works.
I
Um,
see. I thought it worked with PlayStation and PC, but then again, I
it
haven't looked it up in a while.
that's from what I've gathered, that's how it works. PlayStation and PC users can play together, but Xbox, you're pretty much stuck on your own. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Well, that's. I can't say I'm surprised by that in any manner. So,
Right. I've also been working on that Black Spindle guide. I promise it's coming.
yeah, I'm sure it is. Wasn't that the daily like yesterday or something like that?
Uh, Thursday, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so they had it come back again, and people are waiting for your guide, man. Some people might not have gotten it because you were slacking on this guide.
I'm sorry. Greater Destiny community, I have failed you.
Well, anyways, hopefully, hopefully they are okay with you failing them because there's probably 100 guides out there. Not to take away from the work you will be doing on it. Uh, I think I'm going to start with something related to that. So last week we talked a lot about futuristic stuff and the future of the Frantic Talks blog and stuff like that. Something we mentioned is we would be doing more content, and I decided to kick that off without actually telling Grunt I would be kicking it off. Um, the idea came from this past Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. So Wednesday, my co-writer on the Magic.Frantic Talks website, which is our Magic the Gathering side, where we talk about all the fun stuff related to Magic the Gathering. He and I got together and discussed some stuff we've been talking about, not related to the blog or anything like that, and then played some Magic, and then sat down and watched a Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke, which is Pokemon. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Pokemon, you will not understand Pokemon Nuzlocks, so I will fill you in on Pokemon really quickly. Pokemon is a turn-based role-playing game where you gather little Pokemon, which it could be thought as catching like animals or something like that, if you want to think of it that way. Although PETA would not be happy if you did. Either way, we'll ignore that and say you catch little Pokemon and you train them in turn-based combat. Your character does not level whatsoever, at least they haven't set that up yet in an RPG form. It's always been about leveling the Pokemon to learn skills and stuff like that. And the thing that makes it so kid-friendly is whenever your Pokemon loses its hit points, it doesn't like die or anything. That'd be really morbid. what happens is it just faints, and you can go revive it at a Pokemon Center, and that's how they were able to. I don't want to say that's how they were able to market it to kids, but that's a big part of it because you don't lose your pet. Your pet doesn't die. Essentially, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, people become attached to their pets in real
Mhm.
world, and Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the gist of the game. You find wild Pokemon as you go, and each route has certain Pokemon you can get. So Emerald is a Generation 3 game. It's the third generation of Pokemon where they changed it from. So Generation 1 had 151 Pokemon. Generation 2 expanded it to 250 or 251. Generation 3 expanded it to 386. So they added a whole bunch in Gen 3. And that was one of the generations I played the most besides the original first generation. So I knew a lot about it. I love that game. Emerald particularly, I spent a lot of time playing. So I've played the crap out of that. And Emerald Randomizer is basically you take the game and then randomize portions of it. So the wild Pokemon you'd find in the first route could be anything instead of just the set 3 or 4 Pokemon that you would typically find there. And it makes it really interesting because you can find some of the most obscure crap ever. So the randomizer bit of it is really fun to just see what you're going to get as you're running through these routes. And what Nuzlocke is hard mode. It is not something you can enable in the game. It's an agreed upon rule set that you just follow based on your own integrity while playing it. So in a Nuzlocke, the first Pokemon you encounter in each route, the very first, is the only one you're allowed to catch. So if you don't catch that, you cannot catch anything for the rest of that route. You can only defeat them to train your guys. So that means you could get into a situation where you need a certain type of Pokemon, like a water type, to beat your next gym leader, and you have yet to catch a water type. So you got to train and you have to train what you have to just be better than the stuff you're fighting, and to use type advantages. And the other thing is, if your Pokemon ever faints, you have to technically release it, which means you cannot have it anymore. They die, is how it is. So you basically, if it faints at any point in time, you just have to store it in the PC and never use it again,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what makes it so challenging. And then the other thing is you have to nickname them. The idea is if you nickname it, you're going to get closer to it, and if you lose it, it'll be that much more emotionally tragic on you, or emotionally damaging to your ego. And so these randomized Nuzlocke got really popular. I noticed them a lot on Reddit, and that's where I noticed people were doing the randomizer bits of it. And I was like, oh, I want to do randomized stuff. So I've done a few randomized before. I've never actually done a randomized Nuzlocke, so it was my first time doing it. And how I'm doing it is I'm just recording it with like this headset and talking into it as I play. And I'm releasing roughly 20 to 30-minute episodes every 2 days. One got released earlier today. I just didn't post a blog post about it. I just tweeted about it. Those will come out every 2 days until I either die or beat the game. Whenever that will be. I have already recorded 8 episodes, by the way, because you can record a lot in one sitting.
Oh, jeez.
So I have a lot going on for the future. I will still write articles and stuff. It was just when I sat down with Luke, he and I watched this guy do it, and he was really funny to watch, and it made me very nostalgic to go back and do it. And so I went back and in 2 days recorded, like I said, 8 episodes. So it's
It,
it's been fun so far because coming up with the nicknames has been super challenging, and I mean super challenging in the sense that I'm not at all creative when it comes to names. So I just give them like my first Pokemon I just named Susan. There was no pun, nothing.
yeah.
I think later on, I don't want to spoil anything, but I did name one of the guys I caught just Dave. It's
Oh
that's
man.
that's easily like episode 4 or 5, but it's still just really funny. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna name him Dave.
I watched the first episode you posted the other day, and it was very interesting. So,
Hmm.
and I'm not saying that because I'm your co-host and co-author on the main site. I actually
Right.
mean it. You didn't pay me off or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally didn't pay him off.
No.
I submitted it to Reddit, the subreddit where I found out about these things, and I got a bunch of good feedback. So far everyone's enjoying it. I hope episode 2 goes well. It's only gotten a few views, but like I said, I published it like this morning, so it's been out for a couple of minutes, if that. Well, a couple hours. It's been more than a couple minutes, but it's not the point.
Couple hours, couple minutes, time,
What I'm
it all
hoping.
mashes together and seems like
Ooh,
one big thing or something. I don't know. Insert Doctor Who reference here.
right. What I'm hoping is that it makes me better at recording this podcast in terms of filling in the blanks of silence without using the word because I do that a lot. Um, it happens. I've gotten feedback that I do that, so I've been working on that. Damn it! That one I didn't even
Oh
think
my
about it.
god.
It is much worse than than I've ever realized. So here's hoping. Anyways, I want to get on to the next bit that I have up on the screen now that I've been talking about Pokemon for the past like 5 to 7 minutes. It is the Fallout DLC, and I will let Grunt talk about this because he read all the way through it and I didn't. That's a good
uh,
enough reasoning.
yeah, it's good enough reasoning. So, first thing I'd like to cover is, for starters, the season pass will be going up from 50 US dollars. I say US because different currencies around the world. I figured out
They
whatever.
exist.
Yeah, whatever it is in your region of the world, you figure that out. I'm too lazy to.
Hmm. I could look up the conversion of the US dollar to the euro right now if we were wanting to do that.
I mean,
It's probably like a dollar to a
if
dollar 50.
if you really want to. Fun fact. But price of the season pass will be going from $30 to $50. Their reasoning behind on March 1st, by the way, I just read that.
Mm,
So buy it before whenever next Monday, Tuesday, whenever it is. Uh, yeah.
sounds good.
But if you buy it before that, it'll still be $30. After March 1st, it'll be $50. It will be the reason behind that is they're supposed to be adding more content to it. So you're getting $60 worth of add-ons for either $30 or $50, depending on when you buy it. But more importantly, scroll up page so I can read this, please. Thank you. More importantly, the first piece of DLC for Fallout 4, included in the season pass, will be releasing March next month. It'll be $10 by itself. To give the conversion rates right there, seven
Oh,
ninety
do they
nine
really?
Great British pounds. Yeah,
Oh
fourteen
crap!
ninety
Is that?
five Australian dollars, or at least I'm hoping that's Australian. AUD,
Oh crap!
Australian.
I'm screwing up. I was trying to figure out where you were. Is that like under the order now? Nope, I can't click on anything on the screen. Well then, we'll just go with they have it there.
Yep, it's right above the picture that they have of the like cover art for it. But
Oh, okay.
anyways, the first one releasing in March of this year will be called Automatron. The description Bethesda provides for it is the mysterious mechanist has unleashed a horde of evil robots into the Commonwealth, including the devious Robo-Brain. Alright, not
Oh
doing that
boy.
again. Hunt them down and harvest their parts to build and mod your own custom robot companions. No more having to
Well,
sit
that's cool.
uh oh god, I forgot his name. The original one you
Codsworth?
get. Yeah, no,
Codsworth, yeah.
Codsworth. Choose from hundreds of mods, mixing limbs, armor abilities, and weapons like the all-new Lightning Chain Gun. Even customize their paint schemes and choose their voices.
Oh,
So,
that sounds awesome. There's also another one you can get, Kiri. I don't know if you've gotten Kiri yet.
I've come across her Vault 81, right?
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
spoilers, there's another vault you can go into, and there's a robot named Kiri, who's French. Emily, my girlfriend Emily, she loves the crap out of Kiri. She thinks she's the most adorable thing in the game.
I
Besides
I could
Dogmeat,
easily see
probably.
that. I mean, I
But
can also see that too.
there is a quest, and I hope I'm not spoiling too much. It's a side quest line that has nothing to do with the main storyline, but you're able to uh, transplant Curie into, transplant her memories and mind into a body that is human, that is a synth. So that's
Hmm.
possible, and you can do that. It's a quest line, just so you know.
Interesting.
Yeah. What's
I should.
hilarious is someone did a stat run on Fallout 4's companions to see who was the best and what perks they had,
Mm-hmm.
and the Curie didn't have the best stats to begin with, and then when you make her human, she has worse stats. So
Whoops.
it's like, yay, all the experience, and now my companion sucks more.
Oh,
Where's the payoff?
but hey, you're getting experience.
I mean, yeah, you get experience for it, but it's just like, oh, well, I got my awesome friend here, Kiri, who's so cute and fun, and now she's even cuter and less fun, technically, depending on what you're going to define fun as. So,
Yeah.
but that sounds really cool. I like that you can customize, like their voice, and you can make your own ones. I wonder if they're going to have different models, or if it's just going to be Codsworths, and you just change out what's on one arm or something like that.
Well, from the one picture they have here, the wand looks like it's one of those large robot war machine type ones.
Okay, send me a link. I'm gonna show this on the stream because I can't find the actual link on this. I'm on the Fallout 4 buy now page. I guess it's probably towards the top or something.
I'm actually not even on there. It was their like community update or whatever.
Oh, that's where it is. Okay, let me find that really quick. And I just totally screwed up what you look like in the stream. Okay. Because that's what happens. Oh, I gotta enter my birthday. People are gonna know when I was born. Ugh.
Well, that's awkward.
It's okay. Alright, there we go. Oh, cool. That looks really sweet. Our
Oh, yeah.
website uses cookies. Shut up, I don't care. I like cookies. I'm not hungry though. That's not at all what that means. Cool. Wait, is that only gonna be... Oh, wait, that's the Wasteland Workshop. Okay, so this is $10. And then, yeah, it's got all the prices like you were saying.
Yep.
It'll come out in March, so that'll be pretty soon. That'll actually be pretty cool.
Yep. I'm just gonna walk out on a limb and say mid-March because why not? I like guessing.
We're very good at predicting these things, you know.
Yeah, we'll come back to that later. Next one, releasing in April for $5 US, 4 Great British pounds, $6.95 if you're in the land down under. Really, still hoping that's Australia. Australia's currency.
It's Australian dollars. I'm pretty sure is what that means.
If not, I apologize. Sorry.
It's Australian. I'll tell you that. I just don't know if it's actually Australian dollars or if it's like Australian United dollars or something like that because it's AU. I'm pretty sure the AU means Australia. So.
Yeah.
Finance
but
101.
Didn't realize we went back to finance school, financial courses and whatnot.
Technically, my major required me to take a finance class. It did not have anything to do with transferring currencies, but you know.
Oh, yeah. Wasteland Workshop releasing in April for the previously mentioned prices. With the Wasteland Workshop, design and set cages to capture live creatures, from raiders to deathclaws, tame them or have them face off in battle, even against your fellow settlers. If you want to be that person.
Yeah.
Not judging you, but
that's interesting.
Might be
I wonder if they're going to get flack for that.
I don't know. I mean, it might be kind of interesting. The Wasteland Workshop also includes a suite of new design options for your settlements, like Nixie tube lighting, letter kits, taxidermy, and more.
I assume we're seeing the letter kits in the background here with live Deathclaw fights.
I really hope so. I want to... do you remember, I think it was in most of them, but the original Borderlands, they had the one DLC that was like Mad Moxie's fight club thing.
Yeah.
It was like an arena mode, kind of like Firefight, I guess you could say.
I can't say I played it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They had it in a version of it in Borderlands 2, and I think even the pre-sequel, because it was popular.
Okay.
And I'm curious to see if this is going to be similar to that or not. So...
I'm not sure. I mean, obviously we can only say so much off of one screen here, or one screenshot, but... to describe the screenshot, if you're not watching the video, or if you're listening to the stream, or if you're listening to this podcast via iTunes or something different, we have someone in power armor on the left standing on like a really mild platform. There's neon lights in the background that says live Deathclaw fights with like a crowd above it kind of cheering like you'd see in like a don't know how to describe it, like a fighting ring that wouldn't be not like a typical wrestling ring, like or a UFC or anything like that. It's just kind of like a pit fight, you know. And then on the right side, it's taking up a majority of the screenshot, is a big, think Jurassic Park, how they trapped the raptors, something like that, but it's got a Deathclaw in it, and it's opened up, and he's coming out, and it looks like they're about to fight. So...
Round 1. Fight.
So we can only tell so much from this, but yes, it could be like what you described with the Moxie DLC. Or it could be something completely different, and we don't know. But it just says you can do that, and it adds in letter kits, taxidermy, Nixie tube lighting. I mean, that taxidermy sounds really hilarious. Just get like a stuffed Deathclaw.
I want one. Hang the head right above my mantle.
Or you put it in the front of your settlement, and then just scare away bloat flies or something.
That's a good idea. Bloat flies. That'd probably be about the only thing it would scare away.
Yeah, and then the next DLC, which is much more pricey than the other two, which is probably why the season pass went up. Who knows? But go ahead.
Called Far Harbor, 25 US dollars, 20 Great British pounds, 29.95 in Australian dollars. Releases in May of this year. Almost said next year. It's May of this year.
Oh man, that'd be a long time for them to announce it now.
I mean, it's Bethesda. How long did it take them to say we're working on Fallout 4?
Yeah, right.
Anyways, a new case from Valentine's detective agency leads you on a search for a young woman and a secret colony of synths. Those dirty synths.
30 cents.
Travel off the coast of Maine and to the mysterious island of Far Harbor, where higher levels of radiation have created a more feral world. Navigate through the growing conflict between the synths, the children of Adam, and the local townspeople. Interesting.
Oh, the Children of Adam. That'll be. They're in the game, right?
Yes, I've only come across them once. They kind of murdered me, and I said nope. So
Yeah,
that's about all I know of them.
I vaguely remember them from Fallout 3. So
Will you work towards bringing peace to Far Harbor, and at what cost? Far Harbor features the largest landmass for an add-on that we've ever created, filled with new faction quests, settlements, lethal creatures, and dungeons. Become more powerful with new, higher-level armor and weapons. The choices are all yours. And
gotcha.
far more important, that this is the only. This is. Whoop, all right, let's read that the right way. This is
Oops.
only the beginning. We have plans for more. More than $60 worth of new Fallout adventures and new features throughout 2016. Then they go on and explain why the DLC of the price of the season pass has gone up.
And it's basically yeah for that reason. So
Yep.
but the price increases on March 1st. I think we said that. But if you want to get it for the $30, they will not upcharge you at all as long as you buy it before March 1st to get all this stuff. And if you like Fallout enough to have played it and played it at any amount and enjoyed it and are going to plan to play it in future, would highly recommend dropping the $30 and having to drop almost basically buying the game a
Price
second
of the
time.
game again. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I would recommend that absolutely. Like I said, March 1st is your cutoff date. Go for it if you can. If you can't, understandable. Just know it's going to be. They're dropping a lot more than just these three things. This is the beginning that get us to June. So in June we'll have three DLC drops already, and they're probably going to drop probably three more on us easily by the end of the year. I could see it happening. And I'm
Right.
sure they want this game to last for the next 2 or 3 years
Oh
before they
yeah.
even get something else out. Can't say that seen them write about that, but that would be something I would imagine they would want to do.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean,
absolutely.
my biggest concern, especially when with season passes in general, is after the announced content for it. Obviously, Bethesda says there's going to be more to it, so I'm not worried about that. But after that, what is it going to be? Is it going to be worth that extra $20? Are we going to get more add-ons like how they describe Far Harbor or Wasteland Workshop?
Yeah, that's definitely something to consider, though.
So
They haven't told us what it will be.
no,
I I would hope we'd get. Honestly, I'd love to see just the same three things we got here in size again, and I think that would
right,
be worth the extra $20. Because
right, and that
technically we're paying 30 for this, so if we pay 20 and get the same thing, or maybe take away the $5 one and still give us the 10 and the $25 one, I think it'd still
right,
be worth it.
right, exactly.
In
So
terms of what you get for your money, and now in terms of content, I can't truly say. I can't.
yeah,
We have yet to play it, so I don't know if it's worth it. But in
yeah,
terms of what they're trying to sell it to you, and then buying the season pass is obviously way more worth it.
right, exactly. So that's always a general concern I have when approaching anything that has the word season pass behind it. But
Hmm.
so far, it looks promising.
Yeah, it absolutely does. So I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah,
That'll be really cool. I have been getting back into Fallout more than I had been. I got to like level 15 or something, and then watched my girlfriend play through the majority of the game and felt like I had already played it. And
hmm
then I just recently got back on. She showed me this glitch that you can basically buy whatever you want. I don't know if you know of this glitch. I don't know if I told you about it.
explain it.
Oh, yeah,
I may have.
I'm gonna explain it either way, just so other people can hear it. I just didn't know if I had said anything. So there's a way in the game that it doesn't matter how many caps you have, you can buy whatever you want as long as you have a surplus of something. So, for instance, in my playthrough, I don't use 5mm rounds. I have about 500 5mm rounds. So whenever I go to a vendor I buy 45 rounds because the weapon I use is the Wastelands, no, the Overseer's Guardian, which is a really good gun for the level I'm at. It like two shots all my enemies, and it's a fully auto weapon. It's kind of stupid. You can get that in Vault 81, by the way. And you can use this trick to get it in Vault 81. That's how I got it. But anyways, I have a surplus of 5mm ammo, and I usually buy three things when I go to any dealer or any person that's going to trade to me. I usually buy all the 45 ammo they have to fuel my gun, and I buy all the stim packs and rataways. I end up usually getting 10 to 20 rataways, or not rataways, stim packs, and then like 5 to 6 rataways, which is a pretty good price, and all I have to pay is one bullet per item. Not even that. It's one bullet per set of items. So one bullet for 20 stim packs, or one bullet for 6 rataways, or one bullet for 545 bullets. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So the way to do this trick is actually rather simple. So well, also I buy a lot of the legendary gear I find if they're selling anything. Like I can buy like a Fat Man if I wanted to. You can do it with this trick. It does not matter how many caps you have. Just understand you will run out of caps no matter what you do. You'll drop down to 0 caps doing this because it'll take away the caps, but the thing is, when it tries to take away caps and you're at 0, it actually still works and you don't not buy it. It's hard to describe unless you see it in action. Basically, what you do is, say you go to this person and they have 20 stim packs, and you want all 20, but don't want to pay the like 1,000 caps it'll take to get all 20 stim packs. So what you do is you go into your inventory and take something you have a surplus on. So in my example, it would have been 5mm rounds. You offer them one round, just one total round. It'll get you like one cap if you sell it. And then you go into their inventory and then find what you want. And when you go to buy it, you click for the Xbox, it is A and X at the same time. For PlayStation, it will be the X button and the square button, or the box button, whatever you want to call it. Basically, what you're doing is you're selecting it and also clicking the square or X in both instances. What it does is it uh, accepts the trade. So when you click A and X at the same time, it buys it and accepts the trade at the same time and does not deduct. It doesn't know how to deduct your battle caps if you have none. So it automatically puts it in your inventory. But once you do this, a screen will pop up that'll say, "Are you sure you want to continue with the trade?" And when the screen pops up on the left side of your inventory at the very top, whatever you wanted to buy should be in your inventory. So you'll know you've done it correctly if you click both X and square if it's PlayStation, or A and X on Xbox at the same time. If you click it, the pop-up screen will say, "Are you sure you want to continue?" And at the top left of your inventory should be whatever you were trying to buy. If there is only 3 or 4 stim packs, you might have to do this. Well, you might have to, excuse me, you might have to trade a bullet per stim pack. But typically, if you're over like 8 or more stim packs, it'll just transfer them all at once. That's the only downside to it. But in my mind, trading a bullet per stim pack is still a hell of a lot of a value.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when it's some form of ammunition you don't need.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I had like 500 5mm rounds and I wasn't even using them. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy all the stim packs, all the rataways, and then some legendary gear. And I ended
Mm.
up being, I'm much higher in armor and damage than I should be for a level 16 character. But it got me back into it because it was like, oh, you mean I don't have to worry about having caps? Yeah, I'll totally do it.
Oh yeah. I mean, caps isn't an issue with me right now because I have the one perk where or one skill maxed out where you find more caps when you're looting containers and that stuff. So
Hmm.
like right now I'm sitting on like 12,000 caps. Also the fact I don't buy anything
There you
really
go.
matches my character. I don't have trouble buying stuff in real life, so might as well not buy anything in a video game too.
Well, now you
Um,
can just buy whatever you want and not care about what you have.
yeah, really. I mean,
Yeah,
might as well.
I would definitely recommend going into Vault 81, but you're in like the 30s on your character, aren't you?
I just hit 40 the other day when I stopped playing. I
Okay.
hit 40, turned off my Xbox, and that was it.
Okay. Yeah, that the weapon I had, the Overseer's Guardian, is only I mean it's good, but once you get closer to the 30s, it starts being just kind of like a regular weapon.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
still really good for the lower levels. If you can get into Vault 81 as fast as possible. By the way, if you want to get into Vault 81 immediately, if you know exactly where it is and want to just run there, just have your charisma maxed out and you'll walk right in. Just so you know, I had to give him 3 fusion cores because I had very low charisma on my character, which I found when I went and fought Kellogg because there's like 7 of them in that goddamn military base.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
by the way, if you haven't looted it, there's like 7 in there. But anyways, I had to give them 3, and I got in and was like, "Yep, there's the Overseer's Guardian. Cool, buying that." and went on. And they also had like a chest plate and like two really heavy arms to the point of where I only have ammo, stim packs, my armor, and I can barely carry anything else at this point because of how heavy the armor is. And I have
Mm,
pretty high strength, but it's okay because I just throw everything on my companion and then put it in my workshop. But anyways,
hmm. Interesting. I need to go back there because I'm already there, but I have a problem with collecting powerful gear or legendary gear in games.
hmm
I wish I could show a picture of my vault in Destiny right now. It's packed with a bunch of junk I don't even use, but it has some sort of meaning to me.
has sentimental value. I feel you.
Sentimental value, exactly.
All right, so let's move on to let's see here. The Bungie update. Since you mentioned Destiny, it makes total sense we go on to that next.
Why not?
Um, yeah, why not? There's not too much in this from what I understand. I have actually not read it, but I trusted what Grunt said. The main takeaway is the Iron Banner.
Mm-hmm. They have a new
Oh, there's also about Twitch at the very top. It actually looks really cool.
yeah, they actually now have a place in their studio specifically meant for their Twitch reveal streams or Twitch streams that they do.
That's cool.
Um, it makes me jealous. I kind of want that space, and it makes me want to
hmm
fix up my room in here and
You can put like a green screen behind you while we do this. Yeah.
not necessarily a green screen. That's what the black screen behind me is for. I
Oh,
don't even know
that's.
if you can see it or not.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
I know I changed the angle of my camera. This is totally off topic for 5 seconds here, but I just added a second monitor to my setup, and by monitor I mean spare TV we had that's 22 inches and takes up enough space to where it fits here. So that way I could monitor my Twitch stream when we play Halo, and I will get to that because that is a funny story. But
Also
now
stupid.
it's also really stupid, but I have a solace for those of you who are in my position. You will want to listen to this if you have connection issues in Halo 5, but I will get to that. But my computer monitor is on the right here, and I can watch my Twitch stream and like comment back and forth with people. And on the left is my TV that my Xbox is now plugged in, meaning, by the way, I can pull up guides to Destiny while we're playing instead of playing on my monitor with my Xbox like I had normally been doing. So I have it set up now, so my webcam is over here next to my computer screens. That way, so I'm looking over this way now to my right instead of straight on. So you can kind of see the corner of our computer room now as compared to when you couldn't used to. Uh, the only difference is now you see the blinds and you can see more Batman posters. We kind of like Batman, if you didn't already know that.
I never would have guessed that.
Anyways, back on topic here. They have this really cool Twitch setup, which is on the screen right now in the stream. If you're not watching the stream and you're listening online, it's totally fine. I can describe it. There's just these nice green screens on the left. Well, green sheets. They aren't green screens, but you know what I mean. They got these really nice tables with like a half of a round table, some chairs around it with all kinds of wires going everywhere. It looks like a great fire hazard. But it just looks like they have quite the awesome setup. And then on the right side, they have like guys who would be like monitoring it and changing out graphics as they go, you know,
Oh yeah.
which is different than what we're doing right now because I change out the graphics as I talk. So, and we don't
Yep.
even change out the graphics that much.
Don't
um,
even need to. Yeah, I'm jealous of their setup, but I mean, when you're a game developer that has investors and publishers backing you, and millions of people buying your game and other things related to your game, you can afford to have a really cool setup. Sorry,
Absolutely.
anyone from Bungie, I'm not dissing you. I love your company. Probably a little too much to some people. Don't even care. I'm just really jealous of your Twitch setup. That's all.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Twitch and Bungie and Destiny, in March they're coming back with their reveal streams. So
Yeah, which is
interesting to
why they
see
talk
if it
about
will
that.
be. It's underneath all of pretty pictures.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why they showed you that. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah. So it looks like they're going to be kicking off their Twitch stream. I don't know whether it will be with like a reveal at the content they teased in the
hmm
couple weeks ago or last week, whenever it was, for their spring update.
I would hope they
But
do.
I would hope so. It'd be great.
Ooh,
But
excuse me.
they'll be doing other stuff like sending in one of their community managers to raid with other, I'm assuming, Twitch streamers, maybe YouTube
Yeah.
people, just maybe some random people. Who knows?
hmm Yeah, they've
So
been talking about Well, they go on into the article to talk about how they just have some of their best moments from the community has been like on Twitch. So
All right.
they're just talking about how live streaming has taken them, or it's just given them a lot of good experience, and they want to keep that going, which makes total sense to me in my mind.
Oh yeah.
Uh, as
As
we
someone who
scroll
wants
down,
to,
oh sorry, go ahead.
as someone who wants to go into community management as a career, you can't you can't build things if you don't. You can't grow things if you don't build on it or
Mm-hmm.
something. I said it fancy the other day. I don't remember what it was.
I'm sure someone out there understood what you were trying to say.
I hope so. I'm not a total blithering idiot.
Well, if you were, I wouldn't let you write on my
Also true.
blog, on our blog. Why did I say my?
Also true.
Anyways, they go on to introduce Scott Kankelberg and Jason Pate. I think that's Pate. I don't have my glasses on because the screen was giving a really big glare and you couldn't see my pupils. So
It
they're
is indeed Pate.
yeah, it's Pate. Okay. They talking about this. They're the people behind like some of the PvP stuff. PvP. I almost sound like I said PvE. And they kind of just like interview them about some of the stuff. I'm not gonna necessarily read through it. Uh,
They are actually the people that make the Twitch streams be reality.
okay, then I
Scott
misread that.
Kankelberg, I believe, is the like special projects manager for the studio, which is Twitch stuff. There,
Mm,
not sure who Jason Pate is, so I'm assuming he does the same stuff. So
right. I'd imagine that as well. So yeah, it shows some more of the Twitch setup. They have like 4 monitors to keep track of all the crap on screen, which is impressive since I have 2 and one of them isn't even connected to my computer. uh,
see what I mean?
yeah.
Just don't don't be like me. Don't get jealous.
So yeah, and then goes on to talk about just what the streams are going to be, and it looks like the line I'm reading says casual hangouts, bounties, ride-alongs, and other sorts of stuff. So that'll be interesting. And then Iron Banner, which is the big takeaway here. I mean, Twitch stream is half the damn thing for a reason, but the Iron Banner will be returning on February 23rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, or 11 Central Mountain Time, whatever it's actually called, I don't remember. And then it ends a week later at March 1st at 1 a.m. on Pacific time, which is 4 a.m. Eastern. That is technically a week, but it's a Tuesday morning, so unless you're up really late, it ends Monday for you.
Yeah,
And the
and I'm
game
going
is
to
Clash.
yes, which I'm excited to try because I never got to try it when it was in Iron Banner last time around.
Mm.
I'm
Uh,
also going to correct you on your time zones.
oh no,
10 a.m. Pacific is 10 a.m. Pacific.
what did I say?
You first said 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is correct. Then you went to 1 p.m. Eastern, which is also correct. Then you went 11 Central Mountain Time, which Central Time is 12. It's noon.
Well, what's the mountain? Is it just
Um,
mountain?
Mountain Time, I think, would be 11.
Well, it would be. I'm just saying, is it actually called mountain?
That's what I call it.
I don't live
So,
in Colorado, so I really
uh,
don't know.
according to last time I had this discussion with someone, Colorado is part of the Midwest, which is in Central Time Zone. So,
Oh, really? Okay, well, because one of the guys I was on a griffball team with lived in the Mountain Standard Time. I think it's Mountain Standard Time. It's in the
Colorado
Rockies.
is Mountain Time.
Mountain
It's
Time.
yeah.
Well, if you can do the math, you can do the math. It's 10 a.m. Pacific when it starts on February 23rd and ends March 1st, 1 a.m. Pacific. Do your math from there. I just have to add 3 to it because I'm Eastern. Grunt adds 2 to it. And then the people who are not neither of those add 1 to it.
Pretty much.
But yes, it is Clash, which is just team deathmatch if you haven't played PvP in Destiny before. And I'm excited for it to come back. I got some of the cool stuff I have right now from that. I want to say one or two of the items I was wearing for the longest time came from the Iron Banner.
Oh yeah. If the sniper rifle that I got last Iron Banner is the same one that they're putting away as the or putting up as the package, it's a very good sniper rifle. I like it.
Mm-hmm. It looks
It's
pretty
my
cool.
go-to sniper rifle for PvP if I'm not on my hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the Wade Lawrence March or something like that.
Yeah, okay, I'm hovering over it to see if it like gave me a name or anything, but it didn't.
It,
I was gonna say I use a 1,000 yard stare like literally everybody else, or besides the one random person who uses black spindle
or all those icebreakers.
or icebreakers. I wonder if people will start using those. Let's address that really quick. By the way, fucking icebreakers in 3v3 and 2v2 are literally the most annoying thing ever.
Oh yeah.
For those of you who don't know what an icebreaker is a sniper rifle that regenerates its ammo slowly. So if you have ever played PvP in Destiny, what did I say that right? Was it? It regenerates its ammo, right?
Yes, it does. It
Okay.
regenerates like one round of ammo every 5 or 10 seconds. I think it's 10 seconds now because it takes a full minute to get all 6 shots.
Okay. So that's what it does. It regenerates its ammo. If you listen to one of our previous podcasts, we discussed how they were removing special ammo from 3v3 and 2v2 game types. Special ammo is what fuels your sniper rifles. So they removed it. We agreed that we thought that was a great idea because that meant you just had to focus on your main weapon you were using, and then eventually you could get the special ammo and get a couple of kills with it, and it wasn't just who could quick snipe the fastest.
Right.
And I kind of didn't go on this road on accident. If you haven't played PvP in Destiny and you've played Destiny before, special ammo and heavy ammo drop in the map at certain points in the game. So you don't start with X amount of rounds in your gun anymore unless you're paying 6v6. Then you start with like typical snipers. It's like a clip and a half or something like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
my way Lawrence March, which is the Iron Banner sniper rifle I've been using, gets like 8 rounds,
yeah,
clip and a half, same
yeah. The
thing.
1,000 yard stare holds 4 shots, and I get 2 extra shots on top of that, which is a clip and a half. So it gives you some ammo in 6v6, and it used to in 3v3 and 2v2. But like they just released the Crimson Days update, which was the 2v2 playlist thing that got rid of special ammo in 3v3 and 2v2 to put more emphasis, like I said, on your main weapon and getting more. I don't want to say attrition based kills, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, it
Well,
was also they realized the fact that in the smaller team number game modes, that third person was more important than that fourth or fifth person in 6v6. So
yeah, which
they don't
is
want you.
definitely true.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is, especially when it comes to stuff like trials.
Yeah, yeah, definitely in Trials. And so, speaking of Trials, Trials is supposed to be a game mode where your light level matters a lot more than in like Crucible, where it doesn't matter at all. You can just use whatever weapon has the highest impact. Well, the
Or Thorn.
frickin' Icebreaker can literally get you a shot right at the beginning of the game, and for some reason, in Trials, a 170 light level sniper hitting a 302 Warlock or something, whatever we were at the time, in the head, auto kills, even though it shouldn't. So people just started using the Icebreaker in Trials when it was a year one weapon, and they've really explicitly stated they really don't want year one stuff to be carried over. I guess they haven't explicitly said that, but everyone's opinion that I've read on it is leave year one behind.
Right.
So that has been the most annoying thing to play against.
Yeah, it they're kind of trying to do the whole um, MMO thing where gear that came out when a game first launched is eventually going to be totally useless by the time you're getting like a year and a half down to that.
And they
Sure.
should if they're going to stick to the MMO attitude, which they do anyways in most other things.
Right.
So I think they should do that. So they should remove the icebreaker. But lucky for us, there is a way to combat it. If you have a sidearm, if you have any sidearm, I don't care what sidearm it is. If you have a sidearm and you equip it at the very beginning of your game, you will start with special ammo. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, that's not right. They removed special ammo. Well, not for sidearms, because I guess it makes sense. Sidearms are kind of just like a primary that shoots fast and deals a little bit extra damage. I guess I get it. That makes sense. Well, here's what you can do if you're not wanting to fight against icebreakers all game. If you equip your sidearm, you get your ammo in the beginning, and then you die or the round ends. While the round is changing or while you are dead, swap your sidearm for a sniper rifle. Guess what? You just got a full, well, you didn't get a full ammo, but you just transferred all that ammo into your sniper rifle without having to find it on the map.
Yeah, it gives you about a clip, I think it is, because I got 5 shots from my sniper rifle, which
Yeah.
holds 5. So
Yeah, it doesn't, I don't know if it actually gives you a full clip. I know if you, I know at the beginning you start off with a good amount of ammo in the sidearm, and then as the game goes on, you get a lot less ammo if you have used up all your ammo.
mm-hmm.
Like for my sidearm, I started with 36 shots, and then when I got down to once I used all that on my sniper and then switched back to do it again, I got 20 shots in my sidearm. So I got a significant decrease in my amount of shots.
Right.
So if you were wanting to cheese, as we called it, cheese the special ammo, and not at all care that they don't want you having it, do that, and you can just have it anyways. Happen way
Right.
too often in trials, and that is a glitch they need to fix, and they need to remove the perk from the icebreaker just in 3v3 or 2v2, you know, because that is so
Right.
annoying, especially when the light level on it clearly doesn't even matter, and they can just headshot you and kill you with a sniper anyways.
Right. It started a whole. Well, all right. It should. I shouldn't say it started. I kind of started it on my own Twitter list.
Mm,
Um, the whole debate about it, and it was basically between two people, but they did bring up some really good points. One
what was that?
person said that it is cheating the special ammo rules, which I totally agree with. It is.
Yes.
It's downright bogus, and I'm not just mad because I got killed with it and people use it. It's they made the changes for a reason, and it's an exploit to it. They need to look into it.
Hmm.
The other person came up with the argument that special ammo in the uh, 3v3 game modes and 2v2 even is a necessity because that right there proves it. If you have a team that's using an icebreaker, you don't have any sniper ammo unless you do the exploit or get special ammo. There's pretty much nothing you can do unless you decide to rush the other team or can somehow outshoot them.
It is important to note that special ammo does exist in the game mode. You have to wait for it to spawn. We've had
Right.
many games where we've killed them faster than it could spawn,
Yeah, it's
but you can get it when it spawns.
when you start a round, it's like 30 seconds into that round that the first group of special ammo spawns. And then when you pick it up, it's like another minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes
Right.
before it respawns again.
But
But
theoretically, you get your 6 shots in your sniper, however many you get. You use 2 or 3 to get kills in the beginning, and then it should be able to spawn by the time in order to get more if you've waited long enough. So
right, typical I think um, rounds for like elimination trials mainly are 5 minutes long. So you could have special ammo spawn twice if you pick it up
mhm.
right at the start, and then the round goes on long enough.
I think you can fill up your special ammo in one round if it lasts long enough. So
Hmm, might be
it's
something I have to pay attention to next time.
we could test it in like a. Can we do private matches? I don't think we can.
Unfortunately, not. Maybe Destiny 2.
Maybe in Destiny 2. Um, Oh, something else I wanted to say in regards to that argument that you were just presenting. The guy was saying how the guy's saying it's like it shows how important special ammo is, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's like
Yeah.
you're right. It is very important. That's why you shouldn't be able to just regenerate it when the other team has to wait for it after 30 seconds to actually get it. You shouldn't be able to have it before someone else has just because your gun says so.
Right. And this
Especially
is
if it's a year
something.
one gun,
Yeah. Don't
because
be
a
mad at my
year
Thorn.
one gun wasn't designed to work with the rules they've now implemented in year two.
Right. And this was something I was talking about Freak Show the other night with. Evidently they originally had a game mode where it was just uh your main guardian's abilities, like super grenades, melee, stuff like that, and it was just your primary weapon, no special, no heavy ammo. I don't remember that, but there's a lot of stuff from year one I don't remember either. Um,
I didn't play too much in year one. I mean, I played, but I didn't.
yeah, I played it a lot, but that was before I actually really paid attention to the game and
Mhm.
how it works and all that stuff. But really, I think that's how it should be. They shouldn't take away your special ammo or your special weapon. You can still have it in the game, but
Mm.
you have no ammo for it. Basically, just have the uh, the way I think it should work is you should have your primary weapon and your ammo for it, and then you should have your special weapon. You can have it equipped, no ammo for it. You don't get any to start with. Switching to a sidearm or an icebreaker doesn't give you any,
Mm.
and there should be no special ammo that spawns either. Because if they want to put more focus on using your primary weapons in these smaller team game modes,
Mm.
then take away the ammo that people use for it. Take away the exploits for it. Take
Yeah.
away the stuff that spawns.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
So it'd be interesting to see them, bring that back for like a week,
It would be
to
very
just
interesting.
to just to test the waters and see what the community thinks. Maybe gather their own data. See how it works
Yeah.
because it'd be interesting.
I definitely agree
And
with
no one
that.
cares about heavy ammo, so
And 9 times out of 10, it gets me like a kill or not maybe two.
yeah,
Plenty of times it hasn't. So,
yeah.
well,
So
anyways, we'll head back into the update. It was very relevant, is why we went on that tirade because it just so annoying now. A year one item can kill you in a game mode that supposedly uh,
yeah,
is light level based.
the only year one weapon. Okay, so the only two year one weapons that I'm not sorry to bring out, Thorn, because
Thorn.
I love that gun and I worked my tail end off for it
Hmm.
because the original bounty for it was hard.
Yeah.
You had to get 500 points in the Crucible, which is the PvP,
Hmm.
with void damage. Well, like if you had a shotgun that did void damage and you got a kill with it, that would give you 1 point. If you died, that took two away. So it was very difficult to do, especially on like your hunter,
Hmm.
because you had at that time you had no void subclass, so you had to rely on your weapons. Luckily, I got on my warlock, but I also died a lot, so I reset back to 0 when I made decent progress on it. So, and Galahorn, just because it's awesome. Still,
Galahorn is amazing. Um, yeah, like we said, there's a sniper rifle in the update or in the Iron Banner that you can get. Like you were saying, it should be the one you got, or it could be the one you got. Not particularly sure.
yeah,
And then this rocket launcher looks an awful lot like the one I have, which is the Tormod's Bellows, but I don't know if that's actually what it is.
I think so. I think you're
So
right.
I think that's honestly what I got last time we did Iron Banner. So,
Yeah.
and then the Titan armor, which looks really cool.
I
I
want
have
the
it up.
helmet.
Yeah, I really want that helmet. It's on screen. I think it's the same helmet they've been doing it. They just might have changed the color palette ever so slightly.
Yeah, maybe it'll probably have like different perks and roll with different like different stats like intellect, discipline. That's normally how it goes. It's the same armor pieces.
Okay.
When they bring them back, it just rolls with different stuff.
Okay. Okay, I was about to say, I've only done one Iron Banner, so I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, that's normally how it goes. Whenever they bring back um, armor pieces of the same type, for example, gauntlets and helmet this week, helmet and gauntlets,
Hmm.
whatever, they'll be the same type that they've had in. Uh, they'll be like the same name. They'll be legendary, and then whatever the name of the helmet is,
Hmm.
Crest of the Night or whatever. That's not it. I don't know.
I get
But
what you're saying, though.
yeah, it will have the same look, and it'll be the same light level, which is probably like 280. But it'll roll with different perks on it, and your intellect,
Right.
discipline. What's the last one?
Strength.
That's it. Strength. Um, will be different on it. It could roll with like pure intellect or a split between discipline and strength or
Hmm.
whatever they decide. So it's the same armor, just different rolls. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Right. Which is why I expect that, so cool.
Yeah,
And then the Hunter armor looks really cool. That cloak with the wolf head or whatever, or the wolf. Yeah, looks really
yeah.
cool. And the helmet looks really sweet too, and those gauntlets they just look like sleeves.
Yeah.
uh,
Looks like
and
someone took that. Uh, oh god, the gauze wrap and wrapped it around, dyed it green and wrapped it around the hunter arms.
hmm and then the warlock armor. The warlock helmet looks. I like the gauntlets because it's got like the Iron Man or wolf like flowing around the arm.
That's actually the class item. They'll have that for sale too, but
Yeah,
that's not actually part of the gauntlets.
right. It's just the bond looks really
It
cool.
looks
The
cool, yeah,
gauntlets also look really cool. Like I like how the warlock looks. And then it
yeah.
shows PlayStation armor with really awesome looking helmets that I'm upset I will never get. And then
I just wish they would stop sticking stuff on the warlock helmets. We don't need to look like a shark.
what you mean you don't like the stag?
Well,
I wear it because it's the only 291 exotic. It's the only 291 helmet I got, so I just wear it. But like,
exotic armor is different. It's supposed to look pretty. Legendary helmets that have like a friggin' spiked mullet, and not even mullet, spiked hair look on it.
that's a mo. Yeah, it's mohawk is what you mean.
Mohawk. That's what I
Yeah,
mean. Thank you.
it's basically a spike mohawk if you can't see it. I have it on the screen right now. It's over on the
Yeah,
right.
we don't need that.
Um, but it lets us know what when they're where they're available. You can get at rank 3 of the Iron Banner. You can get the gauntlets, in the PlayStation gauntlets. The rank 4 you can get the helmet, the PlayStation helmet, and the sniper rifle. At rank 5 you can get the rocket launcher. And then post game drops, same exact stuff I mentioned, except rank behind. So rank 2 you get the gauntlets, rank 3 you get the helmet, rank 4 you can get the rocket, or rank 3 you can also get the sniper.
Right, and those will drop as it says post game rewards. So when you complete a match,
Hmm.
when you have an Iron Banner rank of 2, 3, or 4, you can get the respective items to drop from that class from
Yep.
that post game reward.
It's highly unlikely, I'm pretty sure, but yeah.
It it's rare. I've seen a lot of complaints about people playing it like 3 hours a day for the entire length of the Iron Banner tournament and not getting a single thing to drop.
Hmm.
And then I see people saying, I played one game of it throughout the entire week and I got this to drop at this rank, which is technically impossible because it would take you more than one game to rank up.
Right, but maybe they played one game at that rank and got it, but still,
Yeah.
RNG.
Also, pro tip, save your weekly bounties for like Sunday or Monday.
Yep, the longer you wait, the more rep you will get from turning them in. Just the
Yep.
weeklies. Do the dailies every day, obviously. Uh,
Yes.
but the weeklies will get you a lot. Like, it ranked me from 3 to 5 at the very end of the Iron Banner. And
Yep.
as long as you're wearing your shaders and emblem, you should go flying up in terms of rank.
Yeah.
So you should easily be able to get to rank 5 by the end of the Iron Banner and be able to purchase whatever you would like. Let's see, what's up, Doc? I don't know what this is. White Gloves Gold Standards. Oh, is this the next update?
It well, not necessarily. It's just their player support update.
Okay.
It's basically just like a health update of things that have gone on.
Okay.
Like I think one thing they mentioned, maybe not necessarily in this, but today's daily store you can't get legendary marks from. Today being Saturday.
Well, you can't.
Nope, it just does not give them to you.
Why?
No idea. It just doesn't.
Gotcha. Oh, they do have two things to note. I don't know if we've mentioned it yet, but you will get if you played 7 games in the Crimson Days on your
Oh, that's
account,
right.
you will get a light level 320 Crimson Days Ghost, which is either the Chocolate or Crimson Ghost, and it will be delivered via a postmaster. I am really, truly, deeply hoping I get a 320 Chocolate Ghost. I absolutely love the Chocolate Ghost. I got it at 315, and I have a 313 one on my Warlock. I just want a 320 Ghost. That is not the Crimson one. And knowing how much I've asked for it, I will probably not get it.
Or maybe you will. Maybe you will. Who knows?
uh, there's also the does have a patch notes for Iron Banner. They've resolved some issues, so if you've been playing Iron Banner and experienced any of these issues, you should uh, these should be resolved. You do not need to return to orbit to receive your rank 5 package reward anymore. Some people experienced it. I did not, fortunately. Uh,
Yep, I did.
yeah,
I opened up. I hit rank 5. Didn't get anything. I'm like, well, shouldn't I have got a package? And I'm like, all right, well, maybe not. And then
went to orbit and you had it.
went to orbit. Came back the next day because I quit playing for the night. Bam, sniper rifle. Oh, pleasant
Right.
surprise.
That's how I got my chocolate ghost for the first time. It was like, man, I couldn't get it from the post game rewards. Well, the post game rewards only show you 2. Sometimes you get 3 drops. So it was the third drop off screen. I couldn't see it, and it was in my inventory later. I'm like, oh, hey, look.
I got a chocolate shell. Yay!
I really want them to sell chocolate ghosts as candy. I would eat the crap out of that. Please, Bungie, listen
I
to this
would too.
podcast just this one time.
Yes,
Someone
please.
point to them that they need to make them and direct them to this podcast. Anyways, another issue, Lord Saladin, he will now display waypoints for rank 3 and rank 5 packages. He didn't do it before. I definitely experienced that because when I got to rank 3, there you guys were like, yeah, you ranked up, go get a package. And I was like, there's no waypoint. I showed up and he gave me a package. So that is fixed. And then there is a note. Players will lose rank 3 packages if they are not retrieved before reaching rank 5.
Oh,
Now,
that's actually very helpful to know.
yeah, and it says the following issues have been resolved, and then it goes on to say that in that section. So I don't know if that means it works or if it means grab your rank 3 package before you hit rank 5.
I would say that it's been fixed,
I'd play
but
it safe.
I would play it safe and grab the package anyways
Yeah.
because in the time it takes you to rank up between rank 3 and 5, you be able to should be hitting the tower frequently enough,
Unless you're turning in
unless
bounties all at the
unless you
end.
do that.
So if you're going to turn in your
Because
bounties at the end of the week and you are not rank 3 yet and you think you're going to hit 5, turn in a bounty. You should get to rank 3 at that point, I would hope, assuming you've done enough of the bounties. Grab your package and then rank up to 5. Just remember to get
right,
your packages one by one instead of all at the end because it looks like they might not give it to you.
right.
And that is everything for the update besides like the stuff of the week, which
I haven't even watched that to be honest.
oh, they have a mention of the level 40 using the first mission only in video form.
Oh yes, they do.
And I think did we go over that on here or did you just talk about it?
I think I just told you about it because you tried to figure out the math of how it worked, and I was doing a
Yeah.
very horrible job at explaining it.
Yeah, basically just some guy figured out that if you don't kill the captain in the very first mission, go to orbit and then restart the mission, it would take like 20 hours or something crazy stupid like that, but you could hit level 40 without ever um, getting out of
Uh,
the first mission.
his calculations for it was actually clocking in at anywhere between 98 and 101 hours,
That's what it
depending
was.
on how long.
A stupid amount of time that you could just not do and just play
Yeah,
through the story modes.
yeah,
But
just
it's interesting they did the math situation type thing. So
oh yeah, and I think it's even more interesting is the fact that Bungie showcase stuff like that. That's kind of cool. Honorable mention, it's an odd dedication, but it really
yeah,
it's cool.
yeah, it's very odd. And then we're running out of time, so we're gonna breeze through the Halo update here and call it a day. So we got the
Didn't even
community.
realize the time.
Yeah,
Whoops.
we talked a lot about Fallout. So the Storm is coming, which is the Halo community update. They are adding a permanent social playlist. I saw Social Slayer was on there the last time I hopped on,
Yeah, they're
and I
changing
wanted,
that.
yeah,
They're, it's going to be the playlist itself will be permanent, but the game types in it will be on a rotational basis.
mm-hmm,
So I think the next one they mentioned is Social CTF, which is already live according to them. So
mm-hmm. So, yeah, which is cool because there's some people that just want to play casually and don't want to worry about their CSR or worry about having to open up packs to get more weapons in a war zone. Definitely something I like. The Hammer Storm update, which is when we get the Grab Hammer, Griff Ball, and a couple other things. The live stream is Tuesday, February 23rd at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is a couple hours after Iron Banner goes live. So once you've gotten your daily fix of Iron Banner out of the way, you can go watch the stream. It would be 6 o'clock my time. I'm not going to do the math because I'm not going to fall back down that rabbit hole. And then the new arena map, Torque, we got like a picture of a crane holding like a scorpion tank and then goes down to show it. It kind of looks like the one of the maps I've been playing in SWAT. I just don't remember the name of it. It's not the one that's underwater, but it's one of the new. Riptide. It's the newest one. One of the newest ones. Kind of reminds me of that. But then I look at the overview and it's got like a satellite array and all kinds of stuff.
looks like a cool map. Is that concept art they're showing?
Yeah, it looks like concept art, and then as you scroll further down, it gets more refined and more what it looks like in the game.
Oh, all right, they're there.
Yeah. So it looks like it's on like one of the big UNSC ships that they have. So it looks like that's where the setting is. Moving down to the more of reveal of the Hammerstorm wrecks and stuff. They don't like to show us everything until it's like fully spoiled at the very end, like right before it shows up. So we got Decimator and Marauder armor. I think we mentioned those last time. They look I'm not too fond of them. I don't care for them. I've been attached to the helmet and chest plate I've had for the longest time, which I don't even remember the name of it. We
I don't
got
even know what my character looks like anymore.
there's so much armor that I just always forget what I have. Like it's just so much crap. Arena is the map that we get. We already showed, or not Arena. Torque is the arena map we get. Griff Ball is coming. Assault is coming, and Fiesta is coming. I'm excited about Fiesta. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah,
Then we have the Grab Hammer, a legendary something they haven't shown. Is that a storm rifle? Yeah, a storm rifle called Fury, and then something else. And then it goes on to show the Last Dawn skins for the main weapons. It looks like a I don't know how to describe it.
creamsicle.
Yeah, it's a creamsicle. I think that's what we
That's
mentioned last time.
that's exactly how we just talked about it last week.
hmm There's a stance with a hammer called Hammer Time. That's a ultra rare, and then there's a legendary stance. It looks like that will probably be. It is a stance. It'll probably be another grab hammer thing. The Shona visor, some more armor pieces, a couple of emblems,
Looks like there's a couple
legendary.
new assassinations coming too.
Oh, where are
One
those at?
legendary. Uh, right
I'm like right in the
down,
fucking face of my thing.
right down underneath Last Dawn. Like
Oh
that
yes, I see it. Yep, looks like
row
two of them.
underneath it.
A legendary and an ultra rare. And then as you get further down, there's more armor. Nothing too particularly crazy looking in my mind. There's the Griffball emblem, the Ducat emblem, which is a hat. This is the cat with the cowboy hat. A bunch of emblems that haven't been spoiled yet, and a legendary DMR with some sort of ability
Fancy
that I don't know what the ability
attachment.
is. Yeah.
We'll find out one day.
Yep. Goes on to show off the Marauder set. It does not look any particularly crazy. Like it looks like everything else in my mind. There's no real distinct features. The Decimator, apparently Helios Skrill Warbound. I can say words. The arms look pretty sweet, but that's about it.
Yeah, nothing really other than that.
Yeah. Then we got Helios Skrill Blood Gorger. Again, the arms look really cool. Looks like they're going to be using those arms very similar. Oh, the legs kind of look neat, really pointed toes.
Yeah,
Uh,
it looks like it's basically just the same armor, just a different like paint scheme on it.
yeah, pretty much.
Same
Different
as the
helmet, a little bit of different aesthetics, but
yeah,
most
same as the.
overall same concept. Jumpmaster Dispatcher. That
Oh
just
look,
looks.
it's a unicorn. I'm sorry.
It's just like a baby unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
But that chest looks really dumb. Not gonna lie.
Reminds me of the armamentarium from Destiny.
Yeah. The Shinobi Heartless. This looks ridiculous. It's just got like all kinds of like plates and crap sticking out of it. That's.
It's not
I'd
Halo
probably wear
7.
it if I have it. It just looks really fucking weird. All right, then we got the Fury. That might be a carbine. I said storm rifle. I think
No,
that's a
I
carbine.
think you're right. I think it is a storm rifle.
One or the
Yeah.
other. It's called the Fury, and it has it's a pale yellow with some orange. Then we got our Last Dawn assault rifle, which is just a creamsicle. Same for the pistol. And then Griffball beckons. That'll be fun. Don't know what all they're going to be doing with it in terms of is it going to be Halo 4 with passing and lackluster explosions,
I don't
or is it
know,
going to be something
and
different?
this is something I could go on, and maybe once it's out, it's something we can discuss next week.
hmm
Um, but there's the whole huge. You've been out of the Griffball community for quite a while now. I have been a little bit too. Freak Show, our good old pal Freak Show. Shout out to him again.
For like the fifth
He,
time.
yeah, he quasi stays with it, I would say. So he knows probably more about what's happening currently than I do.
hmm
Maybe you even, because I don't know how much you know about it.
Not much.
Um, there's a whole huge debate going on right now about whether you should have ground pound and thruster pack and Spartan charge and all that stuff in there. So I'm curious to see how the leagues will play with it, and tune it to their more competitive style, especially like the AGLA.
Oh yeah.
But I'm also
I feel like
curious to
they'll
see.
not use it, but anyways.
I would hope not. Like I said, next week maybe. Um,
Right.
but I'm also very curious to see how 343 will handle it in matchmaking, because I think it'd be kind of cool to see like ground pound. You ground pound the runner right before he scores on your uh, scores the ball. But I also think
hmm
that's just going to be really annoying.
Yeah, I feel like it's just
So
gonna be
I'd lean
dumb.
more so towards not using it than anything. But I'm curious to see how they'll handle it.
Me too. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. We'll probably keep you posted on that if we learn more. I mean, definitely should, just to give you an idea. Because
Oh
they'll
yeah,
probably be the ones that figure out what the best game mode to put into matchmaking is. So once that comes around, we'll at least have some insider info, quote unquote insider.
oh yeah.
Moves on to goes on to community spotlight to show off a map here. It's just a unique map someone made instead of a remake. Uh,
Actually, looks kind of cool.
yeah, I was trying to read the description see if there's anything. And then Warthog Run minigame. They don't have a video for it. I was gonna play it, but can't tell you what it is. Probably like a racing map. Oh, it's
Oh,
the Halo 3.
I was gonna say, just from this one image, it looks like the end of Halo 3.
That's exactly what it is.
Didn't even read the sentence above it. It explains what it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, and then someone made Andy's dorm room from Toy Story as a playable map.
Oh my god.
Ain't that crazy?
Yep. Speaking of that, where was it? Where did I see it? You should totally add the the 343 favorites gamertag, which is evidently where they put a lot of their community creation maps.
Oh, nice. So you can get it from the file share.
Yep, it is
That's
the
perfect.
343 favorites.
Awesome. I think I'll do that. So if you're listening, 343 favorites, the 343 favorites, and you can get all this fun stuff. I'm pretty sure. Wonderful. And then one last thing about Halo 5, my connection issue, because I want to talk about that and we'll call it an episode. So I don't want to do a sales pitch. If you have Time Warner Cable, you might have experienced some connection issues with Halo 5. I know I did, and I looked online to see if anyone else was having the issue, and people from like New York and like California were all having issues, and it was all consistent that they had Time Warner Cable. So people couldn't figure it out, and eventually, after long periods of time, someone figured out why it was happening. In Halo 5, you connect to a dedicated server to play your player multiplayer, which is great. Dedicated servers are much better than peer-to-peer servers. Well, Time Warner Cable interprets Halo 5 as a peer-to-peer game. So the best way I can describe this, and to best to my knowledge, is that when I connect to a dedicated server, Time Warner's internet thinks that that dedicated server is actually another user playing the game, when really it's just a host to play the game. So for some reason, that adds in crazy amounts of lag. And I mean, there are times where I will watch my timer stop at a minute 21 only to see it start back up at 50 seconds after sitting there for those 30 seconds not being able to play. And it got to the point where I was just like, I'm never going to play this game because I'm not going to be able to play this game. So I got back on it this past week and then remembered, oh yeah, that's why I stopped playing. And I looked online and was just like, is there any way I can get this to work? Because I wanted to play with Freak Show and Grunt on Halo. I was having a very nostalgic need to play Halo. And then I looked it up, and someone said, this is a weird solution, but it works. Try streaming to Twitch via the Twitch app. So that is what prompted me to put up a second monitor, because it worked. And I kid you not, I have yet to have any lag besides the lag everyone experiences connecting to the server. Like, it's a global thing in the game instead of just me.
Yeah, nothing says uh, fix a lag problem by introducing another thing that eats more bandwidth.
Right. Like, there are certain people who don't have the fast internet that I have. Like, I pay for the best tier of Time Warner stuff. Yeah, Grunt doesn't necessarily have the best internet. Um, I'm not trying to bash on you or anything. I'm just saying, if you don't
Oh,
have
it's true.
an
It's
internet that
true.
can stream, then you're kind of SOL, to be
Yep.
honest. If you have a decent enough internet to stream, then do that via the Twitch app on the Xbox, and you should be fine connecting to Halo 5 and if you have Time Warner cable. Because it works for me. And that's why I now have two TVs so I can monitor chats if I actually get viewers while I'm streaming a game with no video or anything. So just thought it was kind of hilarious that the one solution was so out of the box that it's
I
just so dumb.
definitely never would have figured out
I
the reason
never
to
would have
fix
guessed
that.
that. Whatever it
Yeah.
does, it just decides to figure out, oh, that's how Halo 5 works now. It's so freaking weird. I guess I had one other note. We're going to be publishing a Magic article here soon. I forgot where my notes went. We're going to be publishing a Magic article probably on like Tuesday or Wednesday once the podcast is up and running or up and out. So keep an eye out for that. It is discussing a commander deck that Luke made, an EDH commander deck, whichever one you want to call it. If you know what that means, if you're listening. If not, don't even worry about it. But if you're listening and you know what that meant, we'll be posting that Tuesday, Wednesday, roughly around that area. And like, keep an eye on my Nuzlocke. We need 100 subscribers so I can give you an official URL. But it is linked on the Frantic Talks website, and it is also being tweeted every other day when I post the article. Not the article, the episode. So if you need to find them, I'll tell you how. Go to Twitter and follow at frantic_talks. That is our official Twitter account. You can see us posting all our articles there, any videos relevant. And I actually found a hilarious link that shows you how long you played Destiny on what days. And I got a couple of retweets, and it was kind of hilarious to see my time. It was literally like 1 week of year one, and then 1 week this year that I've played.
Dude,
So that was really funny to look at.
yeah, mine was filled quite a bit. But what was more interesting to note was the fact that I only played for an hour and a half, 2 hours on major releases for the game, like DLC releases. So
Nice. I was like nowhere near any of them. because I pick it up on the weirdest times. So, anyways, that's what's going on there. It shows it in like calendar form, and you can just it's highlighted based on it's color coded based on how long you played. I had that one day where we literally sat down into the raid. It was just black because I literally only played for the whole day. Like I got up at like 11 and got off at 3 a.m. So it was ridiculous. And we like I said, we tweet a bunch of stuff from there. If you want to follow me, I am at FranticJ3 on Twitter. If you'd like to follow Grunt, he is at Onyx Spartan, Onyx spelled Onyx. You can find us there on Twitter, like I said. If you want to follow us, follow the blog, it's frantictalks.com. If you're interested in our Magic the Gathering portion, it's just magic.frantictalks.com. If you can't remember that URL, just go to frantictalks.com. There's a link right at the very top that says Magic the Gathering. We are on Facebook where we post all these articles. It is facebook.com/frantic talks, all one word. And you can also follow this podcast on iTunes. Just search Frantic Talks. It should be the only one there. And then we have the YouTube channel, but I don't have an official URL for it. We have to get 100 subscribers. So if you want to help us get an official YouTube channel URL, subscribe to the channel. We upload all our podcasts there. We'll be uploading the Nuzlocke episodes that I've been doing, and I'm sure we'll come up with other stuff to upload there.
Oh yes, definitely.
Absolutely. And that sums it up. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. Went a little over on time, but it's okay. Lots of fun stuff to talk about. So
we made up for our lack of stuff to discuss last week. This week.
Yeah, exactly. We made up for the time. So I am Frantic.
I'm Grunt.
And we will see you next time, guys. There's the wave.
Yep, always.